Hey, good morning, everybody. How you doing? I'm Sean Lutz, coming to you from my home studio here in Dallas, Texas. Today is November 2nd, 2025. This is going to be episode number 26 from See the Light Studios Sports Brief. Man, what an epic night of baseball we had in the MLB World Series. Game 7, winner takes it all. Let's just jump right into it, man. Last night in Toronto, we had Max Scherzer squaring off against Ohtani. Winner takes it all here. Third inning, folks. And let's just I'm going to get to the chase. Both of these starters didn't go that long. You had Max Scherzer going 4 1/3. Ohtani going 2 1/3. So third inning here. Bo Bichetti comes up, 3-run shot. Bam! Toronto's on the board, leading 3-0. That city is on fire, folks. They are going nuts. They're smelling World Series victory here. Man, 3-0. But that's going to take us into the fourth, where Hernandez got a sac fly and drove in Smith after a double. 3-1 Toronto. And then there's some good defensive play here with with runners in scoring position, and Varzo coming in, making a diving play, saving a couple of runs there. And then later on, you had bases loaded and another awesome defensive play by Vladdy Jr. there, making a diving catch towards second on a hard hit liner, ending the inning. Man, some great defense. So here we go, folks. Let's going to bring us on into later on with at the bottom of that inning. There's no scoring here, but this is really pretty cool. Yeah, Jimenez coming up to the plate. Remember, now you got Ohtani out. You got Roblowski pitching. He throws one in kind of up high and in and almost hits him, but nah, it didn't hit him. Next pitch, up high and in. Boom, nails Jimenez on the hand. Hey, Roblowski didn't like that, and he said something to the effect like, hey, man, what are you doing? And then Jimenez, which I would have said, hey, man, throw fucking strikes. Roblowski didn't like that. Fuck you, motherfucker. Bench is clear. Both benches clear. Yeah, man, this is the MLB. This isn't NHL. This is Game 7 of the World Series, man. They're not going to have no fisticuffs going on. Get your little asses back to the dugout and have some seeds. Chill it out, which they did. It's not the NHL, folks. But that was interesting right there. Anyway, we're now out of that inning. We're a bunch of pitching changes. Here we go. We're into the 6th inning. Bassett's on the mound. It's still 3-1 Toronto. Mookie Betts walks. Edmund sac fly. It's 3-2. They got a run back, narrowing the gap. But at the later in the bottom of the inning, here comes Jimenez with a double, scoring a Clement 4-2. Toronto's got got an insurance run there in the 6th inning, and 4-2 Toronto, few innings away from a World Series victory. Savage comes in the 7th. Here we go into the 8th inning, man. Muncy, he's going to close the gap with a solo shot, pitching against Hoffman, 4-3 Toronto. Man, that takes us all the way into the 9th inning, folks. Yeah, 3 outs away from a victory. But no, Rojas, who has been doing absolutely nothing at the plate, ties it up. Solo shot, 4-4. 4-4 into the 9th. Woo, man. Game 7, tied up, 9th inning. Insane. Here we go, man. At the bottom of the 9th, man, there were some interesting plays there. It looked like Toronto was going to win this. Runners in scoring position, man. Long fly ball all the way past the warning track, coming up against the wall. Outfield's in, infield's in, trying to protect the losing the World Series. Well, yeah, losing the World Series because that would have drove in a winning run. You know, there you got Hernandez since he's in, and Paez in playing center. They're in, man. They're tracking it. This is looking like this is going to drop now, and they both had beats on it. They're running back, and it's looking like that Hernandez is going to have to do a Willie May Hayes catch, over his head running back. But no, Paye, he had the beat on it. He's a taller player, center fielder. He overruled. To me, it's the right play. He came in there and he took it right out where he's taller. Boom. Ending the inning there in ninth. Here we go, folks. Extra innings, Game 7 of a World Series. You can't write this any better than that, folks. Man, insane. Oh, but that didn't last long. But what happens in the 10th inning? Who comes in to pitch? Yamamoto. Just pitched the night before. Pitch count in the 90s. Here he comes in, man. I told you he was going to do it if this went in extra innings, right? I said probably the only people that aren't going to be available for Game 7 was going to be Gosman and Yamamoto. But I did say if it gets to 18, Yamamoto ain't going to say no. Yamamoto did not say no. He came in the 10th. He got into some trouble, but he took care of business. But nonetheless, let's go on into the 11th inning here. Smith. Will Smith doing his Oscar impression at the against Chris Rock. Solo shot, home run, 5-4. LA takes the lead in the World Series. Insane. Yamamoto does the job. It's just congratulations to the Los Angeles Dodgers winning their back-to-back World Series champions. What a Game 7 this was, folks. I hope you were able to watch it. It was exciting. Baseball, all the playoffs were awesome. Hats off to the Toronto Blue Jays. Excellent team. They just got, for me, I just think you got outmanaged. There's going to be a lot of second guessing going on. A lot of missed opportunities, and I could have did this, I could have did that. But at the end of the day, I think you just got outmanaged just a hair. But I just think the strategy, you're playing well, what got you there, but there's no tomorrow. You already, in a sense, you already played 8 games for the World Series. There's no tomorrow. I didn't get, going, you stick with what you got there with your pen, but, for Roberts to go with the starters, that got him there. That was a difference maker. That's that. Let's move right on like there's nothing else, right? I'm just going to knock this out. Anyway, in the top 25 in NCAA, some decent matchups, but not a whole hell of a lot. You had number 24 Texas over number 9 Vandy, 34-31. The number 18 Oklahoma didn't smoke, but they came on top at number 14 Tennessee, 33-27. Then out west, we had number 24 Utah upsetting number 15 number 17 Cincy, 45-15. And then the other action is my number 21 Michigan Wolverines in a Big Ten matchup against the Purdue Boilermakers, 131-16. That's going to bring us into the NHL last night. You had Winnipeg over Pittsburgh, 5-2. Florida over my Dallas Stars secondary team, 4-3 in a shootout. Montreal came from behind against Ottawa, won 4-3 in overtime. In the late game out there in LA, you had New Jersey over Los Angeles Kings, 4-1. That's going to bring us into today's stuff. Let's go into the NFL. It's a lame-ass week in the NFL for Week 9, if you ask me. Not a hell of a lot of good matchups, but here we go. At 1 o'clock Eastern, you're going to have Minnesota at Detroit Lions, 1 p.m. Eastern. And to me, this is the game of the week, folks. Kansas City at Buffalo, 4:25 Eastern time. Two good teams. Yeah, I hate Kansas City, but you got Mahomes going against Allen. This is what I'm going to be focusing on, again, other than my Lions. And then you got some lame ass ones with Seattle at Washington in the Sunday Night Football, and then another lame one tomorrow night, Arizona into my town Dallas here, facing the Dallas Cowboys on Monday Night Football on ESPN. Couple lame ass primetime matchups, but hey, what do I always say? You gotta watch Sunday night, Monday night, and Thursday night football. It doesn't matter the matchup. Anything and everything could happen. But that's going to wrap it up on the NFL front. And then I know nobody really cares, but the NHL, I do. That's my main sport. Is today we're going to have Tampa Bay heading into Utah at 3:30 Eastern on NHL Network. Calgary at Philadelphia at 7 Eastern, and then my Detroit Red Wings are still on the road against San Jose Sharks. This is going to be at 8 p.m. Eastern time. And that's going to wrap it up, folks. What a fun-filled, packed day it was of sports yesterday. And then to top it off with the ice cream, the cherry on top with the Game 7 extra innings World Series. What a day. Congratulations, LA. Anyway, that's going to wrap up this edition of See the Light Sports Brief number 26. Anyway, just want to thank you guys for watching. Have a great day. Remember to see the light.